Top 10 most iconic movie characters of all time. Ranking the top 10 greatest movie characters of all time. These are the heroes, villains, and comedians that made our favorite movies into the masterpieces they are. Which film character do you think should top the list? Before we start the video, make sure to like and subscribe to our channel and you will not miss our new video. 1. The Joker, The Dark Knight. The Joker is probably my second favorite villain after Darth Vader. Even with all of his high-tech suits and gadgets, Batman constantly gets outsmarted by this criminal mastermind. One thing I love about the Joker is that he never seems to be worried and has a very dark sense of humor. He always deserves high on the list. I was voting on the best quote just before this, where I wrote that no one could have played this role better. Such a shame that we've lost Heath Ledger. They should never attempt a Batman with the Joker again. Impossible comparison. 2. Forrest Gump. Forrest Gump. Forrest Gump is a fictional character who first appears in the 1986 novel by Winston Groom. Forrest Gump also appeared on screen in the 1994 film of the same name directed by Robert Zemeckis. What? You gotta be kidding me, right? How is Forrest Gump over iconic movie characters such as the Joker, Darth Vader, James Bond, Vito Corleone, etc., who are a part of the cinematic culture while Forrest Gump is hardly remembered by anyone? This list is a joke. 3. Darth Vader. Star Wars. Darth Vader is a Star Wars character and the main antagonist of the first 3 original Star Wars films and the main protagonist of the Star Wars prequel trilogy under his original name Anakin Skywalker. He had been trained as a Jedi, but defected to the Sith Lord and Galactic Chancellor Palpatine. He adopted the name Darth Vader and was placed in a suit after his legs were cut off and his body was burned after a fight with his former master Obi-Wan Kenobi on the planet of Mustafar. He returned to the light side upon feeling conflict when finding his son Luke in turn stopped the now Emperor Palpatine from killing him. Probably the coolest character on this list, the obviously best villain on this list. Even without his totally awesome outfit, he's a total badass who easily strolls through while getting fired at, like that totally kick-ass scene in Row 1. He should definitely be first. So iconic, pretty much everyone knows him, not like half the characters on this list. He also is responsible for the greatest twist of all time. 4. James Bond. James Bond. Royal Navy Commander James Bond is a fictional character created by British journalist and novelist Ian Fleming in 1953. He is the protagonist of the James Bond series of novels, films, comics, and video games. This character started most of the action that's in films today. These characters ahead of 007 don't deserve to be here. He could kick their ass any day. 5. Vito Corleone, The Godfather. Vito Andolini Corleone is a fictional character in Mario Puzo's novel, The Godfather, and Francis Ford Coppola's film series based on the novel, where he was portrayed by Marlon Brando in The Godfather and as a young man by Robert De Niro in The Godfather Part 2. I think Vito Corleone is one of the greatest and most iconic characters of all time. One thing that impresses me the most is that there are a number of versions of Vito, especially in Godfather Part 1 when he is played by Marlon Brando, but I have never actually watched any of the Godfather films. My final reason for why I believe that Vito Corleone should be higher is because of the amount of times that his phrases have been copied and used in other films. For example, Robert De Niro, nicknamed the Godfucker in Eat the Fockers, and of course the most famous and iconic line in film history, "I'll make him an offer he can't refuse." Again, how many films have used that line over the years? Even though The Godfather is one of the greatest and most well-written stories of all time, I cannot help but say that I'd only wish Marlon Brando had a bigger part to play in the rest of the Godfather movies. Such a fantastic role, but so little of Marlon Brando. 6. Jack Sparrow, Pirates of the Caribbean. Captain Jack Sparrow, played by Johnny Depp, is a fictional character and main protagonist in the Pirates of the Caribbean film series. He is a pirate in the film series. A characterization of Sparrow is based on a combination of the Rolling Stones guitarist Keith Richards and Looney Tunes cartoon character Pepe Le Pew. He first appears in the 2003 film Pirates of the Caribbean, The Curse of the Black Pearl. He later appears in the sequels Dead Man's Chest, 2006, At World's End, 2007, On Stranger Tides, 2011, and Dead Men Tell No Tales, 2017. He's one of a kind. No one could replace this outstandingly hilarious character. I've heard Disney's making a new Pirates of the Caribbean movie. I'm upset that they're removing Jack Sparrow and Johnny Depp from the film completely. That's like taking Harry Potter out of Harry Potter. Probably going to be a horrible movie. Captain Jack Sparrow is a fictional character and the main protagonist of the Pirates of the Caribbean film series. The character was created by screenwriters Ted Elliott and Terry Rossio and is portrayed by Johnny Depp. 7. Hannibal Lecter, The Silence of the Lambs. Dr. Hannibal Lecter is a character in a series of suspense novels by Thomas Harris. Lecter was introduced to the 1981 thriller novel Red Dragon as a forensic psychiatrist and cannibalistic serial killer. Nobody plays this guy better than Sir Anthony Hopkins. He's extremely intelligent for a killer and knows how to toy with your mind. In fact, if it wasn't for Dr. Lecter, Clarice probably would have never caught Buffalo Bill. He also has that eerie tone of voice which makes him twice as scary. Are you serious? Why is Hannibal Lecter number 24? Hopkins and Ledger should be reveling or the top spot. Come on now. Hannibal wasn't even the main antagonist of Silence of the Lambs, yet he stole the spotlight and will forever be the face of that movie. 8. Indiana Jones. Indiana Jones. Dr. Henry Walton Indiana Jones Jr., often shortened to Indy, is the titular character of the Indiana Jones franchise. Created by George Lucas, Indiana Jones is an archaeologist adventurer. His signature fedora and whip have become fixtures in popular culture. Indiana Jones is portrayed by Harrison Ford. Indiana Jones is badass, mega smart, and just about able to survive anything. Though he's not the best at combat, he proves capable. He's by far the best Harrison Ford character. 9. Han Solo. Star Wars. Han Solo is a fictional character in the Star Wars franchise. In the original film trilogy, Han and his co-pilot, Chewbacca, become involved in the Rebel Alliance, which opposes the Galactic Empire. He is primarily portrayed by Harrison Ford. Han Solo served as the focus of the 2018 film Solo, a Star Wars story, where he is portrayed by Alden Ehrenreich. One of the best Star Wars chair actually scratched that. He's one of the best characters in movie history. He's cool, smooth, has a sense of humor, greatest pilot in the galaxy, just darn lovable. Second best Harrison Ford character. Smuggler, scoundrel, hero. Han Solo, captain of the Millennium Falcon, was one of the great leaders of the Rebel Alliance. He and his co-pilot Chewbacca came to believe in the cause of galactic freedom, joining Luke Skywalker and Princess Leia Organa in the fight against the Empire. 10. Travis Bickle, taxi driver. Travis Bickle, a 26-year-old honorably discharged U.S. Marine, is a lonely, depressed young man living on his own in New York City. He becomes a taxi driver to cope with his chronic insomnia, driving passengers every night around the city's boroughs. He also spends time in porn theaters and keeps a diary. Travis becomes infatuated with Betsy, a campaign volunteer for Senator and presidential candidate Charles Palantine. After watching her interact with fellow worker Tom through her window, Travis enters to volunteer as a pretext to talk to her and takes her out for coffee. On a later date, he takes her to see a pornographic film, which offends her and she goes home alone. This is the best character study movie ever created with such an interesting main character. Absolutely amazing and realistically portrayed character. He deserves one more than anyone else here. If you find this video useful, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel.